Not only are they a family of 8, but now they've brought pets into the mix. You're watching episode 3 of Don't Be Tardy. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys!
Hello.
Welcome back to Don't Be Tardy, episode 3. It's called Animal House, and I am here with Candace.
Hey.
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey It's Lay.
And I am on Twitter, it's @PimpFried_Rice. On Instagram, it's _PimpFriedRice. And you know, I'm just all around Pimp Fried Rice. There we go.
Let them know. So we are back with a whole new episode of Don't Be Tardy. And this one was, as subtle as it was so chaotic because there were just so many different pets being talked about.
Oh my gosh, all the additions to the family in this episode.
Not only is it 6 kids, you have to count the wife, who is Kim. You have to count the husband, who is Kroy. You have to count the chef, who is like there's just so many people. Like Tracy's there. It's just a lot.
And Kim counts for like 3 because she's a lot of people.
Oh, she does have
has
like
a lot of personality. So yeah, I gotta count Kim like she's like 3. So
we definitely got some of that back. First of all, welcome back. Definitely missed you guys last week.
Yeah, I'm back.
And with us talking about a full house, I don't know, do you have any pets? Are you like a dog lover, pet lover?
Okay, so I've been in LA for about a little under a year, so my dog is back home. I am a dog lover. So, you know, later on in the episode, when we go into the dog thing, I will be sympathizing because I call myself, I'm like one of those black women. I love dogs more than anybody. Nobody would expect me, but I love dogs. So, yeah. This episode, It was pretty cute. It's a cute episode. It's like, you know.
It was one of those very family-oriented kind of argument shows. It was just like, should we get a new dog? No, we don't want a new dog. No, we want a baby. We're going to just dive right into it. We already know that Kim and her family have a dog.
Yes.
They've and they are very into pet rescuing and animal rescuing, which is awesome. I think it's great that they are exposing their kids to adopting pets and finding a home for them and, you know, creating that safe haven. So that was really awesome. However, they have kept a few of their dogs. Like with them finding homes for some dogs, she still went to visit 2 of the dogs every 2 weeks. Yeah. And I'm like, woman, how do you find time, like with your busy schedule, with all of your children, with being a wife and finding time for yourself, you're still making time to go visit these dogs that you are finding homes for. And I think that I was really able to sympathize with her heart this episode. And it was a more of a like, it is. I know that we keep saying, you know, that 6 is a lot, but honestly, she makes me want to be with her. Like, yes, have more kids. Yes.
Yeah. And I also think that with Kim, I think that with her personality, I think she has so much to give.
Yeah.
And she wants to provide people with something. She wants to like give all this love. It's hard to explain it and put it into words necessarily, but she has like this thing in her that's like, I want to love something. I want to provide. I want to be there for something, somebody, him, her, it. You know, she just wants to show this emotion and, you know, everything else. People like with strong personalities, I think are like that. That's just my opinion. It's like they have such a strong personality. She stands so strong on her own. And so why not provide somebody else and all these other beings and kids and animals with love? So at first I was like, Kim, you want another baby? Like, come on. But now I can sort of see like, okay, her kids are getting older, like right before all of our eyes. And so, you know, she's just like, I want something else to love. And you see that when they go and they visit the dog.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely a great quality of her to have, just to encompass all of that love and to just want to give it off.
Yeah.
So if anyone hates on her for that, for even wanting more kids or bringing on families, like how can you hate someone who just wants to love?
Right.
That makes no sense.
And she got the money. So
right.
Hey.
Brielle didn't even know what layaway was. If you watched the episode until the end, Tracy and Brielle had an interview, and Brielle didn't know what layaway was. And honestly, you guys might not know what it is. It's when you go to a store and you can't buy it all at that moment, so you kind of put payments on it. It's like
y'all
leasing a
better
car.
know what layaway is. Look, that's how I was raised. Like, we was looking forward. Layaway, like, it allows you to like look forward to what you're gonna get. We couldn't get it right away,
So obviously we know that they aren't hurting for a coin, which is awesome. Even getting more to the point where I thought that Kim was going to stand her ground a little bit this episode when the kids said that they were going to volunteer with the Humane Society and that they wanted to bring home another dog. Kim was like, no, we'll have a baby before we have another dog. Like, our house is too crazy. We have this animal house. That's not going to happen. But then she flipped up and switched up on us because as soon as she got around all the cute little puppies, she was just like, oh my gosh, like, I want them. And I'm just like, Kim, you were supposed to be standing your ground.
I know. And then what's crazy is that she picked up a little puppy, he was a black lab, which I used to have a black lab.
Oh no.
So I know kind of like the spell that they put on you. Like, you pick them up, they're so dark, they have these cute eyes, and they connect with you, and they're very intelligent. They're very, very smart. So they picked a good choice.
But to make matters worse, though, not only do you have an experience of falling in love with labs, whoever the music producers for this episode was, as soon as they picked up the black baby lab, there was like this heaven music, and I was almost like being drawn to it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to touch it, I want to pet it. So the music producers did a great job
They did.
And like just making us be one with that moment. Like, how could you say no? But Kroy is the stable one in the family, so he was just like, nah.
Poor Kroy. I feel so bad for the poor guy, because it's just like, it's so funny, it's entertaining, but at the same time, he's just like, man, like, he lives in this craziness already. Could you imagine dealing with Kim? Kim is a lot to deal with on her own.
I can't.
Then you got the kids, and then you got the dog. And so I know he's just like, no more. I can't do it. Stop. And then here goes Kim like, yes, more. And then, he's counting on her to be like, no dog. And then Kim falls in love with the dog too. And
he's just like, what can I do? If my wife says yes, then it's kind of a yes, but
Kroy ain't gonna be blind for much longer.
What do you think that he's gonna do?
He ain't gonna be blind. Them grays gonna start coming in. Oh man.
Even while they were at the Humane Society, and Brielle was having her one-on-one interview, and I guess she was asked by Tracy if she had to trade in some of her brothers for a dog. She said yes. Now, I know that maybe the rest of the world who were watching were probably like, Brielle, you just tried it. But honestly, when I was about 6 years old, my mom asked me if I wanted a sister, and I said, actually, I want a puppy. So she didn't believe me, but I'm still serious to this day, Mom. So I definitely can relate to Brielle wanting the puppies and wanting the babies. Moving on, first of all, it seems like Brielle is taking over the show. This is now the Brielle show.
It does, because she says some off the wall things.
Yes.
And you're just kind of, and her kind of like her ditziness, which I think she really only does it for the show. I think she's probably a very intelligent girl.
Maybe.
So, but like the ditziness that she puts on for the show, it kind of adds like the funniness to it. It's like, oh my God, what is she going to say next? It kind of makes you want to keep it on, because the what's layaway thing, I was like, really, girl? Really? So, yeah, she really is.
Not even what she's going to say next. What is she going to do next? So last episode, and even the first episode, we talked about her kind of stepping out on independence. She's 19 now. She had a birthday. And for her birthday, her friends brought her a pig. Why would you buy your friend a pig? Some people are obsessed with pigs, so to each its own. But you know that you are living in your parents' house. You know that they want you to leave, so you decide to bring the pig home. How does that make sense?
I don't.
It's already a crazy house. And I imagine having a pet pig is just like 5 kids in one.
They run all over the place.
The squeaking, when the pig started crying, okay, some people are going to hate me for this and I'm going to get very bad comments. But when the pig started crying, I literally heard like bacon frying. That's terrible. I'm so sorry to all of my vegans out there. I promise I'm not trying to be an animal hater. Please don't call PETA on me, but I did. And it was almost like when I saw the pig walking around on the show, I literally just kept thinking about like
bacon.
Like That's terrible. That is so terrible.
Bacon.
That is so terrible. So for them to for her to have brought the dog home, it was just like she don't care. Like she's living absolutely carefree right now.
Yeah, she is. She is. You know what I have noticed with her and watching her kind of her character for the show. I honestly think with her especially growing up in the reality TV life, she's gonna have a show next.
You think so?
I'm more than positive because she does wow, she does a lot of stuff. So and she actually is entertaining. Ditzy or not, where the stuff that she says makes absolutely no sense and the world doesn't agree with it, people will watch her.
So
they will.
That's almost like your prediction.
Yeah, so I it may not happen within the next year or two. However, as she gets older and, you know, she starts experimenting with her looks and she wants plastic surgery and, you know, she starts growing into herself and starts seeing the money that could be made in reality TV, I honestly think that they're gonna, you know.
Even with her setting off into her career, we still don't know, you know, at least with the beginning of the show, we're only on episode 3. So we still don't yet know. We haven't gotten to the meat of the season where she is experimenting with hosting and going into more of her career field. So absolutely, I agree with you there. She definitely brings a sense of entertainment, and which is why it's almost like it's just a part of her. It's just who she is. Like it doesn't even seem like she's trying too hard. She is legit like being herself.
Exactly.
And it awkwardly draws us close. As I still am saying, okay, be entertaining, do your own thing, spend mommy and daddy's money, but go do it in your own condo.
Yeah.
Go do it in your own apartment. Yeah. And that way you can bring your pig home. What did she name her pig? Chester Jorge. Chester Jorge was the name of her pig, which was an interesting name. They seem to like 2 first names for their pets because they actually ended up bringing home the black lab.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I was happy about the black lab. And then the pig lovers are going to get mad at me, but like, come on now, pig. Like, I couldn't come home with a pig.
Even the name for the dog was Norma Jean. And it's awkward, but it's still kind of really cute.
You know what? Nothing surprises me in their household anymore. Like the Chester Jorge, Norma Jean, the pig, the 20 kids, I wouldn't even be surprised. So,
speaking of 20 kids, they are still trying to find ways to almost have this baby. And Kim is sold on the baby named Creed. So they went to the doctor's office this episode and they met with the specialist. Outside of anything that they talked about, I think the most astounding part for that scene was just the speeding through all of the facts. Like he was saying words that I never heard before, giving us information. And the way that they edited it was like a dream. It was just like...
It was hilarious. Like, him talking, Kroy looking like, yo, what is going on? Kim looking like, oh, my God. And then they cut to them in the car like, no, we can't do this.
Yeah, it was like a crazy dream. Even as we were watching it, we literally laughed out loud because I was taking on... I'm not trying to freeze my embryos by any means.
Right.
So I was like, almost like, oh, my goodness. Are we really talking this talk?
Like it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Like... It's like homework.
And honestly, though, a great point that was brought up, if I ever get to that point, was just being able to freeze your embryo and then donating it to a family or donating it to scientific research.
Right.
And I'm not mad at Kim's reaction of saying, oh, hell no. How do you feel about her saying, I'm not donating, selling, giving away my embryo?
Well, I mean, I think that if she would have given it away, you know... I think that would have been the nice thing to do, only because him and Kroy and Kim are they're both Caucasian. They both have blonde hair. A lot of people want those type of embryos and eggs
with the features.
Yeah, with the features. So if it would have went to a family that couldn't have kids that wanted that, like that's just kind of what's most requested. And by statistics, it's typically like Caucasian couples that have like, you know, a problem with reproducing. You know, it's everybody else as well, but you know, it's just the majority. So hers really could have helped. Yeah. You know, Kroy has blonde hair. She has blonde hair. Like somebody would have really been happy with that. But I can understand because at the end of the day, that is your DNA. And women are very much attached to anything that comes from them.
Right.
So, you know, whereas Kroy is just like, oh, it's just embryo, you know what I'm saying? Throw it away.
He's like, give it away. What do you want to do?
What do you want to do with it? You know, put it in the refrigerator. What you trying to do with it? But I mean, I can understand Kim, because I can't make any judgments because it's not me. I've never been pregnant, you know, all the other stuff. So it's hard to say, like, you know, oh, she's being selfish, because it's something that comes from you.
Right.
And so to give somebody else that, and you have to wonder, like, what happened to it, or
Absolutely.
if it's even with a good family. And then Kim got money, so maybe she could provide a better life had she, you know, it's just, that's sticky. That's real tough. So
I definitely can relate to Kim, at least just from my opinion. Like, obviously, I am very big on organ donating, like being an organ donor, because I believe that you can save a life and you can help a family in need.
Yes.
However, had I created an embryo with my husband, I don't necessarily know if I would be able to emotionally deal with the detachment of giving this baby that I wanted to have, because obviously we froze, you know, these embryos for a reason, of giving our baby away to someone else. Like, and I know I know that's an option for people, but I'm not mad at her reaction. I say all that to say that I can definitely relate to her reaction, just because as soon as you get pregnant, although the baby may not be completely formed, that's still your, you know, that's still your baby.
You start gaining emotions.
Yeah.
No, I completely understand. And then on top of that, like, you know, there's always a wondering of what happened to it, who has it, well, not it, or him or her.
Right.
What happens to that baby? I would, like, go crazy wondering, like, you know, yeah, we gave it away, we weren't going to use it, but, like, what's become of him or her?
Right.
All of that. So that's tough.
There's definitely hasn't been an update, at least with Kim and Kroy, as far as news and gossip. I just want to touch on the cashmere products, which we kind of got to see a little bit of this episode. We got to see her pick bottle selections and smell the different fragrances.
Yes.
We learned that her favorite scent was chocolate. So if you are a chocolate lover, maybe that scent is coming somewhere near you. But I want to get into a little bit of predictions. So you kind of gave us a brief prediction. So let's get into some predictions for next episode.
Wow.
Your AFTERBUZZ TV.
I love that.
I absolutely love this alienated prediction. That's what it is, extraterrestrial. Next episode, I am hoping to see more of a stronger sense of family. Like, I don't want, this is Don't Be Tardy. It's based around the families, based you know, all the kids. So I don't want it to just be the Brielle show. I love her, and I definitely want to keep her active. I just want to have more of the other kids, because they are.
I know.
Yeah, they're super sweet, KJ and Cash, and I just want to see more of them. And I feel like every time I predict that we're going to be more family-oriented, but we got a little sneak peek, and they're going to take some trip up into the snow. So hopefully my prediction comes true, that there is more of a stronger sense of just all the characters, you know, that's on the show. What about you?
I want to see, well, I'm not going to say this is a prediction. This is just personally what I want to see. Mm-hmm. Because honestly, can you really predict what's going to happen in their household? No, you can't.
Absolutely.
So, I really want to see Kroy start taking a stand on certain things. Like, start really coming hard, like, I need things in order type thing. Like, I really want to see him seriously, see that serious side of him. Because I feel like he kind of lets the house just, like, run over him, like, just like, oh, whatever, I'm outnumbered type thing.
But that's kind of what you do. When mom says no, you go to dad so dad can say yes. So he definitely has that softer, sweeter essence about him, although he is the one who disciplines. He is the stern one. So I feel like he tries to have a good balance, you know?
Right.
So I agree with you, though. I would like to see him have more of a stronger presence. We would be back here next week for episode 4. Again, you guys can follow me on all social platforms at Hey It's Lay.
And I'm not so simple. I'm _Pimp Fried Rice on Instagram, Facebook, Candace Rice, Twitter, Pimp Fried _Rice. Look, I'm going to fix all that one of these days.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AFTERBUZZ TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.